Week 17 is here. Thursday night football. Bears versus Seahawks at Soldier Field for the last home game of the year for the Bears. And this could be a fun one for Chicago as Caleb Williams is knocking on the door to break Erik Kramer's single season passing record if he keeps up his pace over the last couple of games. Plus, the Bears draft position, which sits currently at number 9, isn't really moving anymore at this point, according to reports, unless there are some major wins from some teams ahead of us. But it looks like the Bears are going to stay at 9, which is great because now we can start winning some ball games again. Here to bring it all down for you guys today, but hello, everyone, and welcome back to this episode of Just Another Year Chicago Bears. My name is Nick Brody, and as always, thank you for tuning in. Before I begin today's show, hit that like button if you want the Chicago Bears to win tonight's game on Thursday Night Football, along with commenting your score predictions of tonight's game. And then if you haven't already, if you please could, hit that subscribe button to stay up to date. And make sure you enter our custom jersey giveaway. All you got to do is like this video, subscribe to the channel, and comment your score prediction today. So let's jump into tonight's preview of Bears versus Seahawks. These two teams have been duking it out for quite some time. And the last time the Bears played the Seahawks at home was when Russell Wilson was their quarterback. And it was actually Thursday Night Football again back in 2018, which we all remember. The Chicago Bears got Khalil Mack, and that was their first win of the season. But let's go through a little bit about what this matchup is going to look like tonight, as it's Geno Smith versus Caleb Williams. Also, the Seahawks on a 2-game losing streak. The Bears currently, unfortunately, on a 9-game losing streak. One streak is going to end tonight, and one's going to be extended. And I personally hope that it's the Chicago Bears ending tonight because we need a win to at least get some life back into this fan base. But the Bears actually have a decent shot tonight, starting off with going over the Bears offense versus Seattle's defense. Look at it right here, 31st in total points for the Bears, but the Bears are actually 15th over the last 4 weeks in total yards, which is crazy to say. Along with that, passing their 27th, rushing their 25th, and points their 25th. But going against that Seattle defense, they're in the middle of the pack. They're 16th at the moment in total yards allowed, 17th in passing yards allowed, rushing 18th, and points allowed at 13th. Honestly, in my personal opinion, you look at everything across the board. Again, the Bears have been heating up over the last couple of weeks on offense. From that standpoint, the defense has been not doing so well, but we'll get into that in a little bit. But over the last couple of weeks, Keenan Allen, 5 receiving touchdowns. DJ Moore, 3 games in a row with 6 or more receptions. Rome Odunze is 4th on the Bears all-time rookie receiving yards, along with 5th in receptions by a Bears rookie. This offense is moving. It's progressing. It's getting better. And this is what the Bears wanted to see in order, not only because they're going to bring in a new potential head coach this upcoming offseason, but also going against a much tougher part of the schedule. We also have to consider, too, the Bears had the hardest second half schedule in the NFL. And you know what they did? They've been actually putting up a lot of points. They've been doing a good job. They've been running that ball out more. And Caleb Williams has been playing the best ball of his entire NFL career so far. 9 games in a row without an interception. And I want to talk about again, too, Caleb Williams, man. I mean, like, if you break down his season, I know the season's been tough, but he's been doing a really good job. I mean, look at the stats right here. 314 completions to his 505 attempts. It's a 62.2 completion percentage, along with over 3,200 passing yards. And if he stays on pace like he is right now, Caleb Williams could break Erik Kramer's single season passing record by a Bears quarterback. It's going to be really tough. There's no denial of that, but there's still a chance that he could do it. He has 19 passing touchdowns to only 5 interceptions, could become the Bears' first rookie to throw 20 passing touchdowns in a season, and 0 interceptions in his last 9 games with an 89 quarterback rating and over 400 rushing yards. So Caleb Williams almost has 4,000 total yards of offense. I think he's been doing a fantastic job, and that's who I'm excited to watch tonight, especially with how he's been doing. And again, this Seattle defense, not as tough as usually we're used to Seattle being, especially when Pete Carroll was running the show, which he was linked to becoming potentially the Bears' next head coach, or at least expressing interest. But the Seattle Seahawks, during their 2-game losing streak, has allowed over 400 yards of offense in back-to-back games. Bears can continue that, as the Bears have put up over 400 yards of offense in 2 of their last 3 games. So I'm pretty excited to see what they can do, especially from that perspective, as this Bears team, again, this offense is more fun to watch than the defense right now, and it shows on paper. You go over to the Bears defense versus that Seattle offense right now. That Seattle offense, very impressive. 14th in total yards, 4th in passing, but 30th in rushing. That's big against this Bears bad rush defense right now, and 14th in total points. You go over to the Bears. The Bears total yards right now, 26, but they've moved back 13 spots since losing Andrew Billings. Clearly a big big part of this Bears defense collapse over the last 6 weeks. But also Matt Eberflus, gotta say it. I just have to say it, is that Matt Eberflus is a good defensive coordinator, and he kept this defense together because we're 22nd in passing yards now. We were once 9th. Rushing, we're 16th. We were once 11th. In points allowed, we were once 5th. So it's unfortunate how this team has digressed on the defensive side, but at the offensive perspective, they are improving. And that's where I think it's going to get interesting against this Seattle team. My personal take on this entire thing is that the Bears need to just continue to pound the rock with DeAndre Swift to open up the passing. I know DeAndre Swift isn't getting a lot of yards, but it's a balance. It's all about the balance at the end of the day. And I think Thomas Brown is doing a really good job at making the team go, all right, well, they're going to start ripping it with Caleb, but they can open it up with DeAndre Swift at any single time. Even though DeAndre Swift's averaging 2.1 yards per carry over the last 5 games, he's still opening up this offense and being a good receiving back. So I hope that I see that Caleb Williams is obviously progressing. That's what you always want to see. But also I want to see this defense do a lot better because it's just getting super duper tough to watch. Along with that too, panning back over to this sheet real quick, the Bears currently are allowing 225 passing yards per game with this secondary, clearly missing Jaquan Brisker big time here, but also too much soft zone. And they're allowing 134.1 rushing yards per game. Again, that Andrew Billing loss has been big, and that's going to lead into my next subject in just a minute. But the Bears defense needs to find a way just to continue to stop the run, get after Geno Smith, and they have a decent shot at winning this game. But what I wanted to hit on was the draft position impact that this team has had because of our losses, along with the overall, what we're going to do with that number 9 overall pick, because we still have the Carolina Panthers second round pick. So the Bears have 4 top 40 picks right now at the moment, 2 being theirs, 1 being the Carolina Panthers. And the Bears currently sit at number 9. Even with the Bears win today, number 9 is pretty much locked up. There's a crazy scenario that the Bears could move back to 10, but it's either 9 or 10. And there's one chance of them moving up to 8. It's with a Raiders loss today, and it's with a Patriots loss, and it's with I think a Dolphins loss as well. It's overall this week, which all 3 could happen. The Bears can move up one more spot, but still, even if they win, they need that to happen. So the Bears could move up and still actually win this ball game to get some life back into the fan base. But overall, this team needs to learn to win again. And I'm all for a big win tonight. And at number 9, in my personal opinion, even after talking about how bad our run defense has been, I still think the Bears should address a left tackle or a top guard at number 9 in this upcoming draft. But if the opportunity is there for them, get a top defensive tackle if the pick is worth it. Maybe you move back number 9 a little bit, get some more capital in the second round or third round. But overall, the Bears need to address that run defense. There's not too many defensive tackle free agents that I would want to spend big money on this upcoming year, which I'll do a video on in a couple of days. But I would go left tackle, left guard at this moment, because it sounds like we're not going to bring back Teven Jenkins. And that's another big news here, is that Teven Jenkins is out for this upcoming game against the Seattle Seahawks. He might have played his last game as a Chicago Bear last week against the Detroit Lions. Teven Jenkins has never completed a season. He's always injured. He wanted a contract extension before the season started, and the Bears said, let's see how you play out. And unfortunately, I don't think he's deserved the one that he is expecting, but you never know. I mean, Teven Jenkins, if he took a 2-year, $10 million contract, would 100% hand it to him and be like, yeah, you can be our left guard again. Because when he is on the field, he's ranked top 15. So there's a lot there. But unfortunately, Teven Jenkins is out for this upcoming game. And with losing him, and if the Bears don't bring him back, that just opens up another opportunity of who they're going to draft at number 9. So it's definitely an interesting scenario to go with in this one. Let's go back to this Bears versus Seahawks game real quick. I'm going to go through my 3 keys of the game here. Number 1, use Cole Kmet, please. I miss seeing that guy. When he got that touchdown last week against Detroit, it was good to see him do the Cole Kmet grand slam walk-off. But considering he was a top 5 tight end before the bye is just absolutely insane to me. And the Bears paid this guy, so they needed to find a way to get him going. Keep throwing to Keenan Allen is my second one. It's working. Caleb Williams is getting more confident, throwing it over to the wide receiver who had his first 100-yard receiving game as a Chicago Bear. And I want to see them give it to him because I want the Bears personally extend Keenan Allen for the right price. And number 3, for the love of God, stop playing the off zone defense. You will, if you man up against this Seattle offense, they're not going anywhere. They can't run the ball. It's just a win-win for the Chicago Bears. But that's what I would do if I was the head coach. And finally, score prediction for tonight. I'm going 24-17 Bears. I haven't chosen the Bears in a long time. But listen, we can't go back anymore in the trap position. We need to learn how to win again. We have to stop celebrating losing in order to make this team better, because the team's going to get better when they learn how to win. That's what's big in the NFL. That's what my good friend Paul taught me. So thank you very much for tuning in to this episode of Just Another Year Chicago, guys. Please like this video if you haven't already. Comment your thoughts in the comment section below. I want to hear your score predictions along with who you guys want to take at number 9. Subscribe to the channel, please, as well. Let's continue to grow. But with that, thank you, as always, for tuning in to this episode of Just Another Year Chicago Bears. My name is Erik Kramer, and as always, bear down, baby.